versus Revolver and get the SC2 Improved Summer League 2014 Round of 16 Group D off to a flying start. Guys, in the upper left-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player from Cascade. It's Cass. Get the feeling that Cass is probably going to be one of the favourites here tonight. Just get that kind of feeling. He's always, you know, one of them players who has a lot of fan support behind him, and you know, especially lately, he's been doing so well. Again, I mentioned this when I casted him when he was playing against Startail the other day in our team league, where he actually managed to take down Startail live. You know, he's been playing so well lately. He won Who's the Best European by Base Trade TV. You know, he's been playing really, really great. So really excited that he's actually qualified into this event, and really excited that we're going to get him to see him play here tonight. Against a bunch of Zergs, 3 other Zergs in the group, so we're going to get pretty much just a top-notch taste of Cass's TVZ here. So this is Cass here in the upper left-hand corner. His first opponent of the day will be the Russian Zerg player down to the bottom right-hand corner from Imaginary Gaming. It's Revolver. The same team as Targa is on. They've been doing quite well for themselves. They're currently actually playing in the 2nd division of the SC2 Improved Team League. Revolver been picking up quite a few wins for his team over there. Just gonna quickly remind myself, Revolver did come through. Yeah, okay, so Revolver qualified into this event because he placed 2nd in qualifier 6. He actually lost to Namshar in the finals of that 6th qualifier. He had a pretty decent run though, if I do remember correctly. Not too much exciting going in games, so I'll very quickly just double check this. Yeah, so Revolver, he beat Lilicanon and Ignite as well, so a couple of other players who were very close to making it to the round of 16 or made it to the round of 16. Qualifier 6 was one of the more easy qualifiers, but he also made it to the quarterfinals of another qualifier as well, which is what helped him to get enough points to be able to do this. Again, guys, it is a it is a replay here for our first series of the day because Revolver could not be here right now, so he has to play this series 1 hour earlier. And of course, we didn't want to, you know, move the event without it being on TL, etc. So we just let these guys play it out 1 hour ago, and again, we let them play it out, and here it is now, 1 hour later. So we have an SCV coming across the map. And I was going to get a little bit of information here. Revolver actually choosing to open without any gas here. Although this is a pool first from him, so pool first is going to get his first queen up nice and quickly. These first 2 Zerglings already out on the map here as well, as can be seen. And yeah, everything just starting off nicely here for Revolver. He picks off that first SCV. Now Cass has his first Reaper on the way across the map, and it's going to be his only Reaper for now, as he's not making a second, waiting to be able to add on his factory and his reactor onto this barracks, and get set to continue on here. So these 2 links actually do circumvent this first Reaper, which goes in towards the main base right now. And I will be deflected by a queen, but not really too much more information which he needs to get. I guess he hasn't seen this gas over here, but I guess he's not too worried about that just yet. So Gas not all too worried, just making sure he's not going to lose this Reaper. He's going to keep that alive, keep it for scouting throughout the rest of the game. And for now, he's actually just going to start heading back home, while Revolver still has a couple of lings out and about on the map. Just kind of sitting in the middle right now. Not really looking to make any major advances anywhere too quickly. Just a couple of lings here chilling for now as this Reaper's come back home. He's just going to defend this building command center. Wait for his Hellion buddies to come up and help him move across the map here once again. So Kaz is still on just a single gas, but he is actually going to add on the starport. So a starport on the way here for Kaz, so we'll see. He looks as though he could get aggressive from this. Second gas now coming down, so it looks as though we will be seeing Banshees, probably of the cloakless variety though. So expecting to see them Banshees coming in the next few minutes, as a couple of links still just scouting around, actually just spotting, you know, not really much for them to see. I mean, they could try one up here, but then they would reveal themselves and the Reaper would just chase them down. So I guess they're just going to chill around on the map, wait until the Zergen speed kicks in, and once that metabolic boost is on the map, then they can maybe start moving forward and looking for a way to be like, okay, well, can I get any information with these, etc. He is actually going to start coming forward a little bit further now. These Hellions are still here, and the Cass has spotted these very quickly, so he's actually going to take down these 2 Zerglings without any issue at all. And Revolver loses a tiny amount of map control here while securing his third base, but nothing too significant. Spine Crawler on the way down for him now. This first Banshee is coming up in the production tab, and we actually are going to see Cloak added on here, but a bit of a delayed Cloak. I mean, usually when you see Cloak Banshee, generally Cloak comes down first, and then you make the Banshees, you know, after the Cloak, so that you can get the Cloak You know, so that basically as soon as the Banshee pops out, you're going to be able to use Cloak ASAP once it gets to the other side of the map. But Cass opting to go for the Banshee and then just add the Cloak on slightly later. So we'll see how this game's going to go still. I mean, we've got a long way to go yet. A couple of Spore Crawlers coming down here for Revolver, so he's actually going to be well prepared for the Banshee. As Cass is actually going to decide to just go straight into the natural, but two Hellions actually more or less get caught, and two of them fall very quickly in the Zerg, and yeah, the Zerglings should be able to clean up the rest of these without too much further issue. Trying to get another couple of shots on the drones, but 4 Hellions go down, and really no damage taken at all there. 4 Hellions and a Reaper for 4 drones, well... I don't think so. I think that's not so great. I mean, he throws away a lot of his map control for this. Yes, he's still got Banshees. I guess on the plus side, he is still making Hellions as well, so it's not like he hasn't got any further Hellions to use. So it wasn't terrible for Cass, but it definitely wasn't worthwhile, I don't think, as this Banshee can be looking to start finding a little way to do some damage here, and we'll start picking off a couple of drones. But with this first Spore Crawler, we should be able to see him, you know, with these Spore Crawlers up, it's going to be hard for the Banshee to do all too much apart from pretty much picking off whatever he can at the edges of the mineral lines. So Rotron on the way a lair, halfway done as well right now. So looks to the Revolver, I mean, he's not actually starting any Evolution Chambers or anything. And, I mean, it is actually going to be Mech from Cass, who starts up 2 armories, he starts up 2 more gases as well. Still harassing with the Banshee here, he picks up his 4th kill on this, and again, just keeping it alive. And Cloak does now come in, he's actually going to start picking away at this spawning pool. Don't believe this will go down even if he waits for the waits for an Overseer. I'm pretty sure he should be able to keep that alive here. So shouldn't be too much of an issue. Second Banshee coming to the middle of the map as well, yet to actually go anywhere. So yeah, Swan Pool continues to take some damage. It's actually on half hit points now. Overseer's on the way in, it's halfway done. Second Banshee looking for a way to get in here and maybe start picking off a couple of these drones on the mineral line. Overseer morphs in, and I mean, Revolver's still taking damage on his spawn pool. It's down to a quarter hit points now as the Overseer is coming in, and you know what, it might not actually be in time. I mean, it's going to take a while for this Queen to work away at this, and now Cass is just like, well, okay, I'm just going to go for it. He's just going to commit onto this, and that's going to be 1 dead spawning pool here. A little bit weird to see the spawn pool actually being killed off, but nonetheless, another kill for this Banshee on the 3rd base, and that's actually going to try and loop around in towards the main base now, as well as this Banshee, which killed off the pool, will start heading across the map. So Rotron is starting to make some roaches, roach speed on the way as well. It looks as though Revolver's just building up towards some form of all-in here in the very near future, because he's just not got upgrades, right? You know, where does he go from after this? He's just making roaches, he's not upgrading, he's not, you know, teching into Hydralisks, he's not furthering his tech. He's just sticking on roaches and roach speed, and for a long time here, this is going to be kind of scary. Now, of course, back at home, Cass is going for mech, so, you know, generally, roaches are going to be an alright style against that. But, again, they're not, you know, roaches alone aren't going to be able to win you a game against mech. They're just not going to be able to trade efficiently enough. So, finally, we see an Evolution Chamber coming down, but I still feel we kind of need to see some further techs here from Revolver as this game goes on. Now, he hasn't yet to completely identify that this is mech. Unless he's been able to just tell from the way Cass is open. 5 kills on this Banshee, and that will turn around here. So unless Revolver's very familiar with the way Cass opens and how he transitions, I guess he doesn't know 100% that it's mech just yet, but he might have a good guess after seeing 3 Banshees and so on. But we'll see. This Banshee falling back home. Wow, we're up to 4 Banshees now, which is starting to get a little bit crazy. It's an Infestation Pit now coming down, so our first real tech of the game coming in here for Revolver. So it looks as though within Hydralisk then as well. I wonder if he might just rush up to Hive then and try and hit some kind of Viper time and go straight into Roach Hide with Viper. I mean, alternatively, of course, he's going to have the option to just go into Swarm Hosts here. So let's keep an eye on what he's going to decide to do as these things do hit into this 3rd base. They're going to be able to pick up an SCV off working on the gas. But we'll get cleaned up here in a couple of moments. So, you know, kind of nice, but now the roaches come in as well, but too many Hellions and the Banshees in the sky as well add so much DPS onto this, and Revolver is not able to achieve anything at all with this little group of roaches. So he actually starts up a Spire right now at the same time as his Hive, so I don't know, maybe he wants to head into maybe some Broodlords here in the near future. Could maybe get some Corruptors out as well to help with that Banshee threat in the sky, because it's definitely something he's going to struggle to deal with. Unless he can, I mean, even if he gets Hydras out, it's going to be hard to get them close enough without them being shelled on by the tanks, so it's might be interesting to see what he's going to do with this Spire. The Hive is 35 out of 100 right now, so that is well on the way, and it looks as though we are definitely just going to be seeing some Vipers being added on from that Hive. So, yeah, you know, no Swarm Host play just yet from him. You know, I quite like this map for Swarm Host, so I'm surprised he doesn't actually opt to go for it here, but now that he knows his opponent is playing mech. He does take a 4th base, so he starts that up. Cass is actually beginning to move out on the map, so Cass is maybe looking for an opportunity to do some damage. And I imagine, yeah, he's just going to come. Well, okay, he's going to send a single Hellion. I would quite like to see him just come down this right hand side. There's no map control on this side of the map for Revolver. If you can siege up on this low ground, use the Banshees for the high ground vision, you can probably cut off like this half of the mineral line or so. Maybe even get in range of the hatchery to start shelling it down. So either way, Cass is actually just going to come straight down the middle, and a couple of scans here will clean up a lot of this creep very, very quickly. As you know, Revolver's not really ready to jump into this just yet. He's going to start taking this fight. I mean, his hive's only just finished right now. He's making more roaches, more hydras, but he doesn't want to fight now. He wants to fight in a couple of minutes when he's got vipers up, when he's got, you know, when he's been able to consume with them and, you know, build up some energy. Before slowly picking away at these overlords, and some roaches just running to their deaths as Hellions hit this fourth base and roast away a few drones. The roach hydra try and just keep that away. And Cass with a scan here cleans out the creep, and now he's actually just going to begin, you know, basically backing off here, so not going to commit too much further to this attack from this point on. So Cass just going to back off for now and fall back home, get some reinforcements, and maybe go again here in the near future. We have muscular augments on the way, so getting that Hydra's speed coming up. We have got a Viper out, and we've got another Viper on the way. So, you know, next time this attack comes, Revolver's basically going to have what he's been planning to have here in this game. So the question is, has he made the correct choice as to what composition to build? Because again, I feel generally you just need swarm hose, because how else do you trade efficiently enough against a mech army which has so many tanks in it, which has so much DPS? You know, once it's got to this stage, I don't think there's any way for Zerg player to trade against this, apart from maybe trying to base trade, counter attack all the time. Even that can be difficult if you just a handful of tanks at home. Hellbat's morphing in here, and it looks like it's going to be a very quick base to fall. Revolver completely out of position on the other side of the map, so that base goes down very quickly here. Cass again looking as though he's actually going to keep pressing forward. He scans, he sees this army slowly marching through in single file. So Cass is just going to actually slowly leapfrog forward and start sieging now. And this is kind of abusive. Single 4 gets pulled forward, but actually gets to run away. Maybe the Hellbat's blocking it. It stays alive. Hellbat's going to lead the charge up the ramp. Tank's going to support from the low ground here. And these roaches and hydras going to have trouble actually finding a way to fight into this without just getting completely destroyed by the shelling of the tanks. A lot more tanks coming in from behind now, leapfrogging them forward. And I mean, this hatchery's about to fall here. Revolver loses his hatchery, and well, oh dear, oh dear. Cass is just into the natural, and now he can just keep leapfrogging tanks forward. Another wave of reinforcements coming here in. Revolver going to start sending his drones over to other bases to mine, but he's essentially down to 3 bases at this point. As a few Hellbats stray a little bit too far forward and get caught by this Roach Hydralisk army. Roach Roran stays alive for a little while longer as well. These Hydras can't make it down the ramp because of the tanks on the low ground. And yeah, I mean, everything is just falling here. Revolver has, you know, basically nothing left. All you can do is kind of land a ton of blinding clouds and sort of just hope. So there's 2 blind clouds coming down. He's basically going to try and hit as many of these tanks as he can, and then come forward and just take out the most of it. Banshee still doing so much damage in the sky, and I mean, the tanks, the blind cloud comes off of them, and now there's only a few roaches left, a few Hydralisks as well. Revolver supply is plummeting. A lot of roaches on the Remax right now, but he's just a little bit too greedy here in this game, and that will cost him. GG called. My first series of the day does go. First